We have a new star in the making in Formula 2, and he goes by the name of Zane Maloney. He won both races this weekend in Bahrain. Is he going to be able to keep up this form for the rest of the season? Is he going to be able to find himself a Formula 1 drive for next year? Or is he going to plateau? Is he going to fall through the floor? Let's take a look into Zane Maloney. Let's find out who he is and how his junior career has gone up to this point so far. So here is Zane Maloney. As you can see pictured on screen, he won in Bahrain at the weekend. He won both races, the feature race and the sprint race, and that is magical for Zane Maloney. He is from Barbados. He's 20 years of age. He currently is a reserve driver for Sauber Formula 1 team. He is also one of their junior drivers in their junior program. He was previously with the Red Bull junior program, but as everybody knows, they had a mass exodus towards the end of last season because they had too many drivers, to be completely honest. They had so many drivers in Formula 2 last season and Formula 3 that they decided to cut ties with some, which is completely understandable. Zane Maloney was the FIA Rookie of the Year for 2022, but shall we now take a further look into him and his career. If you're enjoying this video all about Zane Maloney, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We're trying to hit 300 subscribers by the end of April, and I know that you can help me. So hit that button down below. Let me know also in the comments who you think the next video should be based on and whose junior career you want to take a look into. I'll leave you now to get back to the video. So let's start off with his junior career as a whole. He started karting around the age of 12. He won multiple titles over in Barbados and America before moving over to Europe. When he moved over to Europe, he raced for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. He finished 4th in the karting European Championships. He finished 5th in the karting World Championships, and he finished 3rd in both the German World Championship and the WSK Champions Cup in 2018. Now, that is a mega start to his career. Now, shall we take a look at the next phase? So, in Formula Racing, he has competed in a range of different series. There's a couple that haven't been named on here because he only competed, I believe it was 3 or 4 races in those series. So I've just focused mainly on the ones where he's been in for essentially a full season. So he's competed in British Formula 4, the European Open Formula Championship, the Formula Regional European Championship, Formula 3, and he's currently residing in Formula 2. So in British Formula 4, he won the championship by 20 points. He was able to win 10 races during that period of his career, collecting 15 podiums on the way to the championship. He was the first rookie to win the championship, and he was the first first person from Barbados to win a championship within Europe. And that was his British Formula 4 season. In the Euro Formula Open Championship, he finished 8th in the championship, collecting just 2 wins. He was unable to win in that championship, but he was able to move on to future championships and keep his career going in the right direction. He then competed in the Formula Regional European Championship. He won once, collecting 7 podiums on the way to a 4th place finish in the championship. I believe in this championship, his teammate was Ido Cohen, another person who is currently in the Formula Racing series. From what I believe, I don't believe he's moved away, which is obviously a big step for both drivers. Next up, he competed in Formula 3. He ended up finishing 2nd in the Formula 3 Championship. He collected 3 wins and 4 podiums. Now, he was unfortunate not to win the title, but he was able to find himself a drive in Formula 2, and that is what we'll speak about now. So, in 2022, he completed 2 races at the back end. I believe they were both at Yas Marina at Abu Dhabi. He completed 2 races and finished 26th in the championship, as you would expect for a driver who's only competed in a couple of races. In 2023, he had a full season in Formula 2 where he collected 4 podiums and went on to finish 10th in the championship. And so far in 2024, we have had 2 races. He has won them both, and he has shown absolutely mega ability so far this season. Obviously, we go into Jeddah now, a much more technical high-speed circuit. Is he going to be able to keep up the run of form? Now, we can't expect him to win every single race, but it would be good to see if he's still up there heading into Jeddah. Let me know your thoughts about Zane Maloney down in the comments. We're going to talk a bit more about his future and where he could be heading. So, as I previously mentioned at the start of this video, Zane Maloney was formerly of the Red Bull Driver Academy. He now finds himself at Sauber within their junior program, and he could find himself with a seat at Stake Formula 1 team. Now, this isn't a given, and as we've seen in the past, you're not guaranteed a Formula 1 seat, even if you win the championship. You have the likes of Zhou Guanyu, who is an up-and-coming driver currently at Stake. They also have Valtteri Bottas in that seat, so there's no guarantees that he's going to find himself there. You've got Logan Sargent, a potential opening at Williams, but is Logan Sargent going to be able to rectify his issues that he had in Bahrain? Obviously, not all his own fault, but is he going to be able to find a seat, Zane Maloney? Now, the big question is, he's got to keep the consistency first. Is he going to be able to keep that consistency? That is the question. Now, Red Bull chose to obviously release him from the junior program at the end of 2023, which found himself with an option at Sauber. And he is currently the reserve driver for Sauber's Formula 1 team. And obviously that is... It's a big step. If there was to be a problem with Bottas or Guanyu Zhou, he would step into the car. And realistically, I feel sorry for some of the younger drivers these days. They don't get the opportunities to test the Formula 1 cars or prove their worth in Formula 1 cars like they used to back in the day. Like, I know in previous generations, I'm talking probably way before I started watching, they had a third car that they would test in on practice sessions and things like that, so you could compare them against both drivers. Now you have to put them in a seat to take someone else out of seat, so sometimes it's not comparative. Like, you go back to Mexico, I think we had 8 rookies. Abu Dhabi, I think we had 10, and they don't really get comparative lap times against the upper echelons of Formula 1 drivers, which I sometimes think can be a problem. Now, Zane Maloney has started this season off really well. He heads into Jeddah in some excellent form, and hopefully he'll keep that going. Hopefully he can prove Red Bull Racing wrong, and he can find himself a Formula 1 seat in the coming seasons. But if he doesn't, it'd be good to see him in something like Super Formula or moving on to sports cars to see him really compete at the highest possible level. Obviously, everyone in Formula Racing is aiming to get themselves a seat in Formula 1, but there is only 20 seats. This is another reason why I think Andretti should be allowed to have a car, or they should allow a new team at minimum, because then you've got more opportunities for seats and these young drivers to get themselves a drive. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the like button, and let me know down in the comments who you want the next Who Is video to be made on. We've done Zane Maloney right now. What other young up-and-coming racing stars would you like me to do a video on? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.